Hi guys, and welcome to Java NetBeans tutorial of how to connect into my SQL database. Okay, let me show you guys how this works. Now, I seems to have a lot of Sunny there, so we can always delete that. So let's come in here and delete one of Sunny's details. Yes, we want to delete that. There, we only have one Sunny there. Okay. And it seems we also have more than one Sally there, so let's get rid of one. Yes, we can do that. Alright, now let's add some more details in there. So let's assume the name is Kingsley, or let's enter the reference number first, and the name is Kingsley, and here the surname Kingsley Moore, address 94 Kilburn Town, and telephone, okay, postcode, let's enter the postcode, and right here the telephone number. There. So all they need to do is just to click on add. So watch out and see what's going to happen here. And click on OK. There we go. His details is now on the system. Okay, we can print that out if we want, but I don't have a printer on my system, and we can reset. But before that, let me show you guys my database. Come in here, and in here all I just need to do to update the data is click on refresh. There we go. Those are the details. That's just the details of Kingsley that I've just added. Now I'm going to minimize that so we can reset, like I said earlier on, and enter new data in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Java development environment, and where we put one of these very nice tutorial together, and you guys see how most of the functions are used to call the database and so on. So let's go into Java NetBeans now. Hi guys, and welcome to Java NetBeans of how to connect my SQL database. I'm going to start by going to File, Project, and let's make sure we select Java with and select Java application. Click on Next. There. Let's give our project a name. I'm just going to call it Java _ MySQL. Yeah, that's fine. Let's say connect _ MySQL. Yeah, that's good enough. And I'm going to copy that, and I will then uncheck this create main class, and let's click on finish. There, our application is now processing. So let's look for Java. There we go, that is it right there. I'm now going to right click on it, and let's go to new, and we select JFrame form. Click on that, and my JFrame form, I'm just going to call it Java MySQL Connect, and the package name is going to be the same. Okay, and that's why I copied it earlier. Click on finish. There we go, that's my application getting ready. Now that the frame is ready, I'm going to right click on the frame, and let's select set layout as absolute layout. There, we're now going to right click on it again, and let's select the properties. So in there, I'm going to go straight to the code, and let's change the size of this form to about, I'm going to make it about 1000. That might be too much, but that's okay. I can always reduce that. Then I'll change that to 800, 1000 width by 800, and where we have generate center, I'm going to check that, and that's it. There. Okay, now the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to go straight to the palette here, and let's select panel. There we go. That's it right there. Let's click, paste it right there, and I'm going to drag this across for about that much. And let's go to the properties of this very panel. I'm going to select where we have border, click on border, and let's select line border. Let's increase this to about 4, and let's change the color. I'm going to change that color to maybe powdered blue. Let's click on that, and let's look for powdered blue. I think I might be able to get that somewhere. Okay, this looks like it, but I think it might be a bit too dark. I'm going to cancel that. I might as well just enter the code. I think I remember the code, but that is going to be for red blue. So let's make it 95, 158, and 160. There. That is it, cadet blue. There we go. I got it right. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to select it again. Maybe I should increase the size of that. Let's go to the properties here. Instead of 4, let's see what 8 will look like. There, I think that's a little bit more pronounced. Okay, I'm just going to copy it. But before then, let's right click on it and change the set layout to absolute layout as well. There. Now I'm going to copy it. Just hold on to your Control C and paste. There. Let's reduce that much. Bring that in here. Alright, I'm also going to copy these because I'm going to need that as well. Copy, then paste. Grab that somewhere here. That will do. Now up here, let's go back in there, grab another panel. Oh, I can just copy this and just change the color. No, let's come in here, grab a fresh one, paste that in here, and bring that right here. Let's go back to the panel now. The properties, click on the properties, and I'm going to select bevel, and instead of raise, I'm going to make it lowered, and click on OK. There. Right click on it, select set layout, make sure it's absolute layout. There. And I will now come back in here, grab a label. There we go, that's a label there, dump it there. And let's change the text content of that label. Just going to change that to MySQL connector, or connect, something like that. Let's call it connect. Okay, connection, that's fine. And let's increase the font size of that. Come straight to the properties here. Let's make that bold and a little bit more pronounced. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. If we can get that to happen, let's make it about 60. Alright. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, now the next thing I want to do now is, you see this very one, I'm going to drag it here and just drag it that much, and this very one, take it up and then bring it down. Bring it down a little bit of space in there, and this one just bring it right down here as well with a little bit of space. That's cool. I'll repeat the same thing here. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna run it. Let's just run and see how that's gonna look like. I need some spacing here. Okay, it's not gonna be a huge application, so we can always just settle for that. Alright. Okay, now let's come back straight to our palette here. I need labels. One label here. I also need a text field. Yeah, I think it's text field. Yeah. Then I'm going to need a table right underneath, but this one's, let's change the font size of these first to something a little bit readable. Bold, maybe 24. Yeah, I think that would do. I can always reduce that anyway. This is going to be that much wide. And I need about 6 of those. Let's hold on to that. Copy, paste. That's 2. Do that. Copy and again, paste. 4 now. And paste again. We have 6, that's fine. And right underneath here, I'm just going to enter a table. Let's grab a table there. Okay, that's my table. Grab that and just paste it somewhere. I'm going to reduce that and just bring it down a little bit. Yeah, that's my table there. Right, it's coming up gradually. Let's run it and see. Okay, it's coming up, guys. Okay, let's add buttons here. Maybe about 6, I think. Come right back to my palette here and let's grab a button. There we go. 1 here. Let's increase the font size of that to maybe 24 as well. 24 bold. Yeah. Now copy it across. And it's 6. So copy and paste. Copy, paste, and paste again. There we go. So I'm going to spread it out later on. Alright, so let's do one thing now before I go any further. Now let's go straight to the name of my project here. You see the project area right there. I'm going to right click on the library and let's add Java file. Click on that, and the Java file that I'm looking for is that of MySQL connector Java. I have about 2 in there, so come on, man. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to select both anyway. There, let's click on open. MySQL Java should be right in here now. There we go. Okay, just click on, I've just selected one of those, but I selected both. I don't know which one is the latest. Right, all you just need is the MySQL connector Java. One of them should be the latest. I think this one would have been. Alright, that is fine. Now let's run that and see before we start. Okay, that's coming up nice. I'm going to end that. So let's change the name of this button. So that is going to be, I'm going to call that add new data. Add new, let's say data. Okay, and this one, change that to update. update data. This is going to be no, let's call that print. And here we'll call that reset. Yeah. And here I'm going to call this delete. And this will be exit. There. Okay, now let's give them variable name. So the variable name for this is going to be jbtn exit. And the next one is going to be jbtn. Let's just copy this jbtn. This will be jbtn delete. Nice. Next one, jbtn reset. jbtn print. jbtn update. This should be, I'm just going to change it to update. That's fine. Add new. Yeah, change it to add new instead of this plenty data on it. Okay, this one is going to be jbtn add new. Okay, you can call yours whatever you like, but I just changed mine. I changed my mind, that's why. Okay, jbtn update, that's good. Alright, that is all done now. Okay, let's start work on the coding, but before then I think maybe I should first of all just come in here and import the following library. So let's write underneath here. I'm going to need those libraries, so take a good look at them, guys. There, they are all needed for this project. Now I'm going to come back to my design view here and let's complete something, and that is going to be the names that I want here. So here, let's change this to maybe student ID. Yeah, and here that's just going to be first name. Just for your information, this is just about how to connect to a database. It's got nothing to do with the student that I'm using or student details that I'm using. So this is going to be an address, and here I'm going to enter gender in there, or shall I call that gender or just postcode? Yeah, postcode, that's fine. And here we will call that, or let's say telephone number. Telephone. Alright, that is fine. And now the text widget, I'm going to call that jtxt. jtxt telephone. So the next one is going to be jtxt postcode. jtxt address. And surname. That's fine. This is going to be known as first name, jtxt first name. And finally jtxt student ID. ID. There. And now let's get rid of the text content we have in here. Delete, repeat the same thing for this. And here as well. Delete. Good. Alright, that's good. The interface is coming up nice. Okay, the next thing we want to do now, I think maybe we should just take care of this table first. Okay, let me select this table and go straight to the property here. And there we need model. There we go. There. So right here on the model, so the very first title here, I'm going to change that to ID. So that ID will be made my primary key on the database. So the next one will be student ID. This is just going to be to count the rows that I have. And this one, that is going to be first name. I have surname. Let's add more. I have surname there. We move surname up. Move this up. Move up. And this is going to be known as address. Yeah, we have address here. Postcode. There. And underneath here I'm going to add one more, and that is going to be my, move it down, that's going to be for the telephone. There. Okay, that is it all done. But as for the rule, instead of 4 I'm going to make that 0, and let's click on OK. There, look at that. Alright, that's fine. Now the next thing is, let's take care of this. Let's start with the exit first. Come in here, right click on the exit, event, action, action perform. And I'm going to create a private, I'm going to create an object here. I'm going to call it private JFrame, and it's going to be known as frame. There. And right underneath here, I'm now going to enter, let's say frame. That is going to be, so new, so it's going to be equals new. Come on. New JFrame. And that's going to be called alias exit. So that's what I just want to call it. Come out and just enter semicolon. Correct this. That should have been frame. Alright. The next thing we want to do now is I'm going to use an if statement. If the option plain dot, that will be, or this should be uppercase, change that to uppercase here. Now try the dot again, and IntelliSense should appear. As you can see, one has appeared. So show, let's look for show dialog. Okay, show confirm dialog. There. And I'm going to say I want my first parameter to be the frame, and the second argument, and that's in this parameter, is going to be confirm if you want to exit. There we go. And come out of that argument, enter a comma there, enter another argument that's going to be known as MySQL connector. Yeah, that's the name of my program. I'm going to come out, say comma, and I'm going to go for J option plain, paste that there, dot yes or no. Let's see if we can find yes or no option there, yes or no option, and that will be equals J option plain dot yes option. Okay, now I'm going to come out here, open up a curly braces. Inside our curly braces, I'm now going to say system dot exit, and that will be 0. Yes, and that's all to do with the exit. When you write the exit, you must make sure you import the following, which I have already shown to you guys there. That those two libraries must be imported. In fact, you need all of these libraries anyway. As you can see, the error under these two libraries are gone because I've already used them. Alright, so let me run it and see how the exit works. Run. There. So I'm going to click on exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Confirm if you want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. So the exit is taken care of. Okay, back in here. Let's take care of, oh, look at resets. That's incorrect. Wrong spelling there. Right click and correct that. Yeah. Okay, let's take care of this reset. I'm going to right click, go to event action and action perform. Now right here, let's say j.txt student id dot set text, and that will be nothing in there. Let's copy that. I'm going to use that for the rest. Move this up. So the next one is going to be j.txt first name there, j.txt surname. Let's get that correct. Surname, paste, and followed by, let's see the others. That's address and so on. j.txt address. Then we have j.txt postcode there, and finally j.txt telephone, paste there. That should take care of my reset. So those are the lines of code for reset. Now I'm running the program, and let's enter some data in there. Click on reset. There we go. Look at that, guys. Okay, now I'm going to exit out, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go straight into my SQL server here, there, and I will create a database. So let's come in here. You see where we have the schema. That's the schema there. Click on the schema, and I'm just going to call it connector. That's it. And that's what I'm going to call my table as well. So that's the database called connector. Click on apply. Now the schema is created. Click on apply again, and that is it. It's successfully created. Click on finish, and let's look for my connector. That is it right there. Okay, now right click on the table and select create table. There we go. give my table a name. The table's name is called connector, and you see this arrow here, drop it down. Now the very first field that I'm going to enter in there is going to be my, let's just call that ID, and that ID I'm going to leave it as integer. Now I'm also going to make it primary key, which is now going to be known. It's going to be unique and it's going to increment automatically. Now underneath here I'm going to create student ID. This ID is generated automatically. The student ID will generate that. So I'm going to make it primary key and it's unique as well. And in here we're going to have first name. Underneath will be surname. Then we have address, and after that we have, after the address we have postcode, and below the postcode will be the telephone number. There. So that is fine. I'm going to leave my data type the way it is, and let's come in here. Okay, this we can just make the post, no, telephone. Where's the telephone? It's not there. Telephone. Press enter. Okay, that's that. We can just make that integers. Or let's see if there's any other thing that we can use. Okay, I'm going to leave it as variant. Let's make that 20. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I think the rest is alright. So I'm now going to click on apply. There we go. So that's my table now being created. Click on apply again. And just make sure everything is correct. I have 6. Yeah, that's correct. With this making 7. Click on apply. And click on finish. There. My database is created. And that is it right there. If I come in here now, I can always view my table. That's my table there. Okay, minimize that. Okay, back to the system. I'm going to come right up here. Go to the source code and right at the top here. Okay, right underneath here where I have the public class, the name of my project extent. I'm going to get rid of all of that. And let's enter private. And that is going to be static final string. Static final string. That should be okay, string. And that would be my username, and username equals root. Put that, enter that in a quote. There. That is my very first one taken care of. Now I need password. The next one here is going to be password. And the password, I'm just going to call that, as the password on my system is going to be CK. CC Y2. Yeah. CKECCY2. Yeah, that's correct. And in here, the database name, that must be the name that I call my database, and that is connector, I believe. Undo that. That should be connector. Yeah, that's it right there. Connector is called. Copy that, and I'm going to paste that right in here. There. So in the case of the database, the name, oh, that should be database. Let's change that to database. Data connect. Okay, data connect, that's fine. Alright. Now this data connect, I'm going to ask it to be connected by JDBC column SQL column / localhost. Localhost. And column, my port is 3306 / there. Okay, now that that is done, let's take care of the connection itself. Come down here and just say connection. I'm going to call that SQL con. That will be nothing for now. And the next one is going to be prepared statement. Prepared statement. I'm going to call that PST equals nothing again. And finally, I'm going to call result set. I'm just going to call that rs equals none. There. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, since the connectors are created, I'm going to come right down here. I think right underneath here, I'm going to create, I'm going to create one function there. Let's put double lines in there. And I'll just call that function. I'm just using those lines to know where my functions are. There we go. End function here. Right, and in there, I'm going to start by saying public void. Let's call that update DB. There. And let's close that. Drag it down a little bit, and there. So that's the name of my function. I'm going to start with try catch statement, and the first thing is I'm going to call the class dot fullname, and the name is going to be, so I'm going to just use MySQL. That will be dot JDBC dot driver. So that is to initiate my driver in. Now, what else do we need to get? I'm now going to use my variable that I declared up there. MySQL con equals driver manager, and the driver manager dot get connections. Sorry, I am not in C#. A C# game, get components. So in this case is get connection. So it's going to be data con username and password. Those are the components that's the system we have to get there. Now the next thing is I'm going to say prepared statement equals SQL connect dot prepare statement, and the statement is going to be my SQL statement select all with the star from connector. I believe that is the name of my database. It's called connector. Yep, let me verify that here. Yeah, that's it, connector. Let's copy to make sure there's no error in there. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, now that the connector database is in, now let's say rs, which is the results, equals prepare statement dot execute the query, enter semicolon, then result, let's say result set metadata, so I'm going to call that stdata, and the stdata equals result dot get metadata. There. Now that is done. The other thing I'm going to have a look at is, let's say, let me just create something here. I'm going to call it q equals, but in that case I'm going to have to declare that. So let me go right up there and just declare that, and the others there. Yep, that is those variables are declared. I'm going to come back in here and I'll say q equals the stdata, and that is going to be dot get column data. Is it column data or column count? Column count. There we go. And I'm also going to add a default statement for my table. Default, that will be table model equals record table, and this record table equals, let's say, table model. And the name of my table is called J table dot is JTable 1 that gets model, and the record is going to be dot select row. Copy that. This one ever happen here, press enter, paste that, and that will be dot set row count to 0. There we go. Okay, I'm now going to use while statement here, while or while iteration dot next, close that, and that is going to be as a vector column data equals new vector. Okay, we have a new vector there, and let's use another loop statement for I equals 1, comma. If you guys remember, I declared that right up there, QI, ID, and delete item. Those are my database those are my variables declared up there. Okay, I equals, that's less than and equals to Q, in that case I equals plus plus. And let's open another curly braces. Now inside this curly braces, that's where I'm going to enter all my data. So come right down here, paste that in there. The very first one is going to be dot add, and that is going to be just the ID in this case. So, and the object is going to be rs dot get string. Yeah, and the string, that is going to be the ID. Let's make it ID and enter semicolon there. And the other one is going to be student ID, and so on. So we'll grab this just paste 6 of those and copy and paste again there. Okay, now just like the database is named, so let's see how they are named. Here they are. So I'm going to have to name it just exactly the same way. So if we come in here, we can select this. Now we see everything properly. You'll come right in here. Okay, student ID, first name, and so on. Okay, minimize that. So this will become student ID. I think that should be uppercase. Yeah. First name. Z uppercase. Surname. We have address, postcode, and we have telephone number. Telephone is called, it's not telephone number. Okay, those ones are in place now. There, and here we're going to now have the record table dot row. Grab that. We'll come right down here. Where is it? Right here. Record table dot add rows. Okay, that role is going to be whatever I have inside column data here. Grab all of those and just enter it in there. There. Okay, that is taken care of. Now the next thing I want to do here now is I'm going to now enter my cache statement in there. So that's a cache exception EX, and whatever statement I want to enter in there. So let's go for J option plain dot show message if there's any error. Show message. Show message dialog. Actually, I just double click on that. Show message dialog, and that is going to be null, and the message is going to show will come from the system itself. So that takes care of that. Right. So that is my function. So if you notice, all the errors are gone now. Let me show you guys the function again. This function will officially connect the database straight onto my system itself and connect every single component. So have a good look at it. Take it from the top, bring it down and down and there. Now let me go to my add button first. Let's come back in here. I'm going to close this. It's rotating. Come here, add button, right click on my add button there, event, action, and action perform. So right here, let's get rid of that. First of all, I can always copy 1 or 2 lines of code in here. Let's come in here and just grab this try catch, grab it up to here, right up to there, copy that and come right down. There we go. Paste, and let me cover that up here. Alright, so what do I need to do? I have this in place. That's fine. Then my connection statement is there. I need to connect all of this. Now the connection dot this, I want you to insert. Okay, insert into that's the name of my database here. And what am I inserting into this database? That is going to be as follows: my student ID, comma, first name, surname, address. I'm going to enter comma and press enter there. And what else do I have? I have address, then 1, 2, 3, postcode, comma, then I have telephone. There we go. Okay, now that those are in, I'm now going to use my prepared statement here. Prepared, or the prepared variable dot sets string, and the string, the very first one is going to be comma. That's going to be jtxt first name, no, student ID, and dot get text. That's the very first one there. I'm going to copy this one. No, I can just copy it all. I need 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the next one is first name. Grab that, dump it right there. Surname there. Address right here. Postcode here. Then finally we have the telephone. Copy and paste. There we go. Now that is taken care of, now let's get it executed. So I'm going to say the prepared statement, we want it to get executed. Dot execute the query itself. No, it's going to be execute update. It's not a query. Dot execute updates. Where's updates? Yeah, right. So enter semicolon. Now I'm going to use a message box or a message there. So let's say jtxt, no, not just txt, j option plain, j option plain dot show message. Show message dialog. And what message are we going to be showing, or do we want to show? Let's say these. What's the name of my system? Student record. Okay, let's say student. Let's say record added. Record added. And I will now call my function that is called updates db. I think that's the spelling db, and that is the very first function I created right up there. I've just called that function now. Then now use catch statement here, and right there, guys, just use the catch statement. There we go. And that takes care of the add data. Okay, well, we could have ended up with an error here, so let's change that to 1, 2, 3. That's the problem when you copy. Of course, I copied that and run. And here also I'm going to have to specify the value that I want in there. Okay, so let's come in here and just enter value, and that is going to be, let's go for as follows, comma, I have 6 of those anyway, that's 4, 5 and 6, and close that up here. Right, okay guys, let's try this out. I'm gonna compile and run. Let's see, it's coming up, run, then we take it from there. Okay, ID, and the name is, let's say it's Miriam Hollyway. Address, let's say John Way, London. And telephone number there. Let's click on add. There we go. Click on OK. It's working, guys. Yeah, that's my second record, he said. So let's go to my database and refresh. Okay, that's it, that's correct, it's working, and it says second record. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to minimize that. Let's change this around. I'm just going to change that to, change the name here to Tony Montana, and here I'm going to change that to number 17, Little Venice. London, and get rid of this as well. Oh, I could have just do that with my reset button because that works. There, and click on add. Yeah, record number 2. Let's see, that should be, and refresh, come in here, refresh. There we go. Look at that, guys, it's working. That's good, that's very good. Alright, so I want to minimize that, and we can clear that. Clear works. We can now exit. Yeah, okay, now let's come in here. So we've got this working, this is working. I will now need just to take care of 1, 2 and 3. So let's take care of the update first. Double click or right click and select there. So in the case of the update, I'm going to copy every single lines of code inside my add new up to here. Copy that, and I will add that here. This update right here. Paste. And all that we need to do now is just to change the SQL statement in here. So I'm going to start by just, let's get rid of all of these first. Let's do it from here, there, and just change that to update. Update. My database's name is called Connector. Update Connector, I believe it's called Connector. States student ID equals question. That's the very first one, comma. The next one is going to be first name equals, comma, and surname equals comma as well. I will then enter that, press enter. There. And the next one is address equals question comma followed by postcode equals, and finally telephone equals question, where ID itself equals question as well. There. And that should take care of my update. And there guys, so maybe we can now change this to record updated. So come in and just change that to updated. There. Alright, so okay, let's run it and make sure there's no error. So run, and I'll click on the update, though nothing will happen because I do need some data in here to update. So if I click on that, nothing is going to happen. Okay, well, I do need some data in here so that I can get those updated. Now what I want to do is I want to be able to click on any data that I have in here, and I want it displayed here. Okay, so I'm going to first of all exit, and let's come back in here, right click on this, and let's select events, and I'm going to need mouse click. There we go. There, right here, that's where I'm going to enter my data, but I need to copy something here. Let's come up here. So right here where I have my function, I'm going to grab this instead of retyping it all over. Now right click again, go back there, and mouse click and just paste that in there. And I'm going to carry out one change here. Let's say integer here, int selected row, integer selected rows equals JTable table 1. That will be get selected row. Selected row. There we go. There, and just get rid of this. Okay, so that is taken care of, I believe. Yeah. Now, what I want to then do is I'm now going to enter the selected rows that I'm talking of. So the first one is going to be JTXT student ID dot to be set text. So which means whatever we have in here is automatically entered back onto the text box. So let's enter all of this here, and that is going to be dot get value, but get value out. And where is it getting the value from? That is going to be from row selected row 1, and that is going to be comma 1 dot to string There, that's the very first one. So I'm just going to copy this and change it around for the others. There, and this one is going to be first name, and that will be 2, surname, address, postcode, here we have telephone. There. So this will be 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Okay, let's try that out now. So I'm gonna run it. Let's just see what's gonna happen. I think we have an error here. Gets short. What is that? Let's see. Was it supposed to load up the table, whatever I have in there, and display it here? So let's go to my updates. The function. I think should be up here somewhere. I think we're there. Oh, look at that. That was meant to supposed to be get string. So if you guys have done the same thing, please change that. That should have been get string. I'll change this as well. Okay. There. Hopefully the error should be taken care of now. So let me run it again. Compile and run. Let's see. Run. Okay. There we go. Look at that. So when I click on this, that should comes out. Right. So I can now carry out whatever update I want. Let's assume I want to update this now, the telephone number, and just click on update, and hopefully that should have been updated. Okay, so that's fine. So that is it. So let's exit out, and we take care of, let's take care of prints. So I'm going to double click on that, and those are the lines of code for print from here down here. There. Okay, the lines of code for print. We will try that out. Finally, we need to take care of delete as well. And here we have the lines of code for delete. Let's take it from the top here and bring it right down. Okay. Those are the lines of code for delete. And let's just correct this. That should be connected, the database name. We just call this record updated. Instead of student record, take the record updated. And that's all there is to that. So those are the lines of code for delete as well. And for the updates, I had to call this as well. I suppose I may have left that out while I was. So let me show you guys the update. Let's come in here, double click on update. There. That is the update. And I think that's all about this, or that's all for this tutorial. And let's run it and just see how that's going to look like. Run and see. Come down, put this down here. So I'm going to save, compile and run. So let's add new data in there, and let's say that is the password or username, and the name is Sally Southend. address of South End, Hillway, Paul, and telephone number. There, click on add. Yeah, see that? That's all the South End details. Let's say reset. Enter the next data in there, and the name is Danny Open, and address 17 London town. And his phone number. And you click on add. Click on add. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can delete. Let's delete Parker. Yes. Yeah, we deleted Parker. So the delete is working. So let's add Parker again. Well, so I think it's Paul Parker. And Parker leaves number 7, Frogner Close. And that is click on add. So the delete is working, update is working, print. Oh, let's try out print. Yes, print is working as well. I don't have print on my system, so I'm just gonna cancel that. And we just add one more details or 2 more. Oh, let's call that Davis Johnny. Number 4, or let's say number 40, Goodman Road. And telephone number. Click on add. There. So guys, that's how the system works. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this very nice Java tutorial, and I believe you guys enjoyed. Please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. In fact, you can join and pay as little as £1.90p. So thanks for watching, and you all have a nice day now, and thanks for your support. Bye.